Hello, welcome to Melanin and Albino Live. Um, I'm still in Venice. This is still the second week, end of the second week, and as I said before, they just have like supermarkets opened, and this is like the street market. I don't know if you guys know, you know, street market anyway. But normally they sell all kind of things, food, all kind of things. But today, they came out, but only people selling food, fruits, and all those things. Those are the only people that actually is around today. But I don't think they made so much sales. Or probably, people came earlier in the morning. But it's just, just very little people coming. You can see, just little people came out to buy something there, because everybody actually either they have panic attacks or they are not just coming out because people are really terrified for the situation happening right now. Well, like you see, it's like ghost town, except for this market. It's Saturday market, but the ones around today are just people selling food and fruits, veggies, and things like that. Those are the ones there today, and roasted chicken. And you can still see people buying all this salami, roasted chicken, and everything. People are still probably. They should see people falling. They should see people falling down, people getting really sick before they really understand the gravity of this thing. Because you still find people that still, they're still playing around with this situation. I'm not saying you should be scared of it, but just take care of yourself. Once you take care of yourself, every other thing will be taken care of. Now this is the bus stop. There's nobody here, and look at the other one. The bus just passed, and over here you just see per attete. So basically the buses okay, now there's a modification la service automobility. So from the 17th of March, because of the convoy, emergency convoy 19, even the buses, the timetable for the buses are not regular. So they may come, they may not come, but I like to walk, and also it gives me the opportunity to show you the streets. Basically everything is on the lockdown right now. Everything is off the lockdown. But anyway, this is still Veneto, the region of Veneto, Venice in Italy. It's one of the most affected countries in Europe, and the death rate is rising by the day. People are scared, people are indoors, they come out only to buy food, and I want to believe all the preventive measures have been taken to really, a very high hygiene, to increase their very high hygiene level, and also to take extra care. Like me, I'm always helping my gloves, and I have extra 2 gloves in my bag. Sometimes when I see somebody, I'm like, look, you have to go around with gloves. I can give you one I have extra, and I keep extra for myself, because sometimes maybe I have to do something, or I have to pee, for example. I need to change the gloves. So right now the situation is that, you see, we have a ghost town. Even I try to go to the machine of the bank, and I see that also is not working. So I'm going to another one in town. There's a supermarket there, and I think it's opened. So usually you just have the supermarkets open. You find people with bags. They're either going to, this is actually panificio. It's like they sell breads and, pastries, beneficial is like pastries, they sell pastries and bread, all these kind of things. So they are open because they are on the supermarket and food, those are only the things that is allowed to open right now. So we have, everything is under lockdown. Let me just do a 360 so you see what is happening. Okay, I'm just doing a 360. So that is the situation right now in Venice. Everyone is indoors. People are taking this seriously. They're scared. People are sick also. So you don't have bars opening again because it's one of the Italians getaway bars and restaurants, but that has been closed now, logically. So anyway, let me see this black person what he feels about this whole thing. This whole thing, because the more we now, this is at the back of the station, the major square. I'll just do a 360. This is the center of Marghera. This is the center, just at the back of the Mestre train station. At the back is Marghera, in front is the Mestre train station. Okay, we have here 5 minutes. Well, I will just go by foot since also that will give me the possibility to do more things. And look at this, somebody, I think she's going to pray. That's what he believes in. He believes in Mary, and he's touching the Mary. That's what he believes in. So you see, people are really scared. Yeah, he's going to pray, I believe, for strength or protection or for whatever. You see. So you can see that this situation is actually drawing people closer to God. And I'm happy about that, because you see, everything works together for good for them that loves God and for them that have been called according to his purpose. Satan meant to destroy the whole world with this, but God has always a checkmate. And I'm happy when I see, even though, everybody looks for God in their different ways, but the truth of the matter is that right now people, I'm thinking maybe to go through the station, or here I'll go here. Okay, let me go through the station because over there is a little bit stinky. Let me go on the ground of the station to go to the other side. So as I was saying, you see, this situation has caused so much panic attacks, depression, and people are really freaking out, if they're going to make it or not, as it has been speculated that 75% of the world, it's not even speculation, it was in the news, that 75% of the world is expected to be affected by a virus. But they that know their God will be strong and do exploit. Those of us that know God will be strong and do exploit. Just make sure, follow the rules. Be quarantined. Come out only to buy food. Like now, I'm going to get some cash and I'm going to buy something, recharge my phone, then I'm going back immediately. I'm not just going to be going around helplessly and aimlessly. I'm going with a plan and with a purpose. Now, the military police car is coming towards me right now. I don't know if they're controlling people or they're just going on their way, but whichever way it is, it's going to pass just now. You can see the car. So basically, they're doing their work, maybe stopping people or whatever, but when they see somebody, I mean, like me, they see I'm walking very fast. I have a tripod with me, so definitely maybe they think I'm a journalist or something. You see. So anyway, I'm heading towards the main center at Mestre. I'm going to enter the tunnel of the train station. All the hotels are shut down. You can see the hotel plaza from here. They are all shut down. No booking accepted, no booking coming in. It's not just no booking accepted, there's no booking coming in. So they are not even accepting, all these places are filled with hotels. Hotel Leonardo, every hotel, they're shut down. And, but the irony of the whole thing is that the train is still going normally. Okay, I'm in the tunnel of the train station. You can see the trains. This is partenza, that is departure, and this is arrivals. The train are still going normally. You can see them. Oh, they're not going normally. It's cancelled. Oh, look, cancellato means cancelled. So the trains are cancelled. Departure is cancelled and arrival is cancelled, so there's no more train. So basically, it's getting more serious now. It's getting more serious. The situation is getting more and more serious. The situation is getting more and more serious. Okay, so right now, I will just switch it off a little bit to save the memory. Then when I come out from the other side of the station, I will put it back on.
Annuncio cancellazione treno. Il treno regionale 2628 di Trenitalia, previsto in arrivo da Portogruaro a Caorle.
Now, coming out from the station now, all the trains are actually cancelled, so there is no train. And there's no one at the station. Every train is cancelled, and even the bar here was open the other day. Now it's closed. It's getting more serious now. The situation is getting more serious. Every train, you can see above me, every train is cancelled. Every train is cancelled. Every train is cancelled. So it's a serious situation right now. How are you? Where are you from?
I'm from Ghana.
From Ghana. What you want to speak? I'm trying to know from you what their experience is with this situation, this quarantine. What do you think? I have to say some meters away from you.
Yeah. Il treno alta velocità Frecciarossa 9421 di Trenitalia, previsto in arrivo da Venezia Santa Lucia e diretto a Napoli Centrale alle ore 13:38, oggi non è stato effettuato.
The government is trying to put things in order that people will not be infected more.
Annuncio cancellazione treno. Il treno regionale veloce 2858 di Trenitalia, previsto in arrivo da Venezia Santa Lucia e diretto a Pugnano alle ore 13:44, oggi non è stato effettuato.
Ah, okay.
So
you are still partially open.
Annuncio cancellazione treno. Il treno regionale 9154 di Trenitalia, previsto in arrivo da Fiore di Sacco e diretto a Venezia Santa Lucia alle ore 13:28, oggi non è stato effettuato.
Has been put to stop. Apart from that, going to work you need to wear gloves as I have right now. You need to have your mask on. Make sure you keep distance. Even
previsto in arrivo da Verona Porta Nuova e diretto a Venezia, Santa Lucia, alle ore
Oh, you're well equipped.
Yeah,
You say it's well equipped.
I still have this one too that I
He has
always use
the
it.
liquid disinfectant, and he has this one to clean up, and he has the gloves like me. You know, I encourage this a lot. I've been doing it for the past 3 weeks, and I've been encouraging people to use it. Because actually, this is more logical. And you can see our brother here is from Ghana, and it's well equipped. So you can see now Africans are not really. It's not that they're not cooperating or not cooperating. Everybody is scared, and because there's this prejudice, so it makes the Africans to be more panicky because most people don't have a permanent job. So, and because they don't have a permanent job, bills still needs to be paid, and people have to eat. And that's the only time we're actually like, I'm going to buy some things and I just want to.
One thing is, assuming all activities are being closed, those who are producing medicine, if they produce it, where are they going to produce it? So they cannot close all activities. We need people to produce medicine. We need people to transport it. We need people to produce food, people to transport it, so that at least we can live within the vicinity.
But do you think Africans' fear is justified because the death rate is really rising?
Yeah, the death rate is really rising in Italy.
Is their fear justified?
The death rate is rising in Italy because if you compare Italy to some other countries, places that have adult grown-up people, Italy is one of them. Here we have people over 80s. Let me say, if you go to a board where they pasted funeral posters,
yeah, I saw that.
The ages are old, and these people, their immune system are so low that they can resist.
Yeah,
that is why the death rate in Italy is always rising. It's not because.
Se non dovete viaggiare, però non dovete fare assemblaggio all'interno della stazione dove San Poli.
Ok, non c'è problema. Ok, grazie. We have to move a little bit outside because they're trying to avoid too much crowd. We're just 3 anyway, just the man I'm speaking with and myself. But anyway, it's okay because it's everybody's working together to make this thing, less infectious for everybody. Anyway, this is one African brother, as I said, because people are preoccupied back home, thinking that how is our Africans coping over here with this situation? Are they scared? What is really happening? Well, to start with, as we know now that melanin people, we are more, especially melanin from Africa, we are more immune to this situation. But it doesn't mean that we're not, like I always go out with this, and you can see everybody has actually taken the pattern to be logical in what they do to protect ourselves. But we are more immune to this situation. But the fear here, like my brother here is from Ghana, that he was explaining about, maybe, some people are fearful. And the fear may probably be justified because most foreigners here that are without work, almost 75% are African. So people are working, maybe just the wife working, or maybe just the husband working, or maybe nobody's even working, they're just struggling, and they're just selling things around. And those kind of people, they have issue right now to take care of themselves and their kids. And you're from Ghana also. Okay, so these are people from Ghana, and actually they're going to another city, and fortunately they have a train. All the train has been cancelled, but the one going to their city, there's one. I saw it on the board also. So anyway, I wish you safe journey anyway, and continue to take care of yourself and spread the good news, encourage other people.
We ask our people back home to stay calm.
Yeah.
There's no cause for alarm.
Okay.
Although as people are spreading fake news, it's not that we don't have sense to protect ourselves, but we pray that in Africa they should rely on God more, because this situation, no medical solution is attached to it. Nothing. Europeans have a lot of facilities more than us back home. Secondly, they have to respect the rules and regulations that the government will put down. Because, for instance, Italy here, they have more than abundance of hospitals. But now, even if you are sick and it's not this virus, you cannot go to the hospital. And God also will see us through. That's why I have to
Thank you very much. Yeah, definitely, orders have been made for most people to be quarantined. Also, it's an order that actually systematically wants to limit how this thing will, contaminate the whole population. So, but in Africa, you can see, you know, here in Europe, especially Italy, that is one of the most infected country in Europe, and people are still getting by. They're still going, you know, doing their thing. No, not totally, because this brother said he actually worked partially. So since there is an order to close everywhere, there are certain places that are still allowed. Very few places, you know, like he said, also pharmaceuticals and, you know, all these vital positions are still open to take people. Even look at that taxi stop. I don't know who the taxis are waiting for, but anyway, they're still working. Maybe they're allowed to walk. You know, hotels are closed. You can see all these places are filled with hotels. They are all closed. Anyway, Africans are doing very well. Like he advised us, no, we don't need to panic. You know, we continue to hold on to God, follow the orders the government gives us, and we pray God will see us through. As I said, this is a virus. It's not a bacteria. So bacteria can be cured with antibiotics. Virus cannot be cured, but the symptoms can only be attacked so that the virus will reduce in the human system. But in this case, what is really happening that a cure has not been declared. As the Italian that went to Nigeria, that took it in Nigeria, has been cured. He's actually almost out of the hospital. They're just monitoring him now. So are we saying that once again Africa will produce a cure to yet another global pandemic? Because during the Ebola, Nigerian doctors actually found the cure for Ebola. Are Africans also going to find another solution? This Italian, according to the news in Nigeria, he has been cured, but is still under observation. So, but here in Europe, in China, in America, they're still running around looking for solution. But in Africa, somebody is almost near cure. And all the people he got in touch with, like the drivers and every other person, they are not sick because they've, of course, did the normal thing we do in Africa, go to the pharmacy, take something queen to kill whatever symptoms you're having, and they're okay. For now, we don't have any panic attack in Africa, apart from Senegal, Tunisia, I think, and Morocco and Egypt, some, you know, thereabout in East Africa, somewhere in the East Africa and Senegal. Those are the concentrated situation we have now in Africa. But every other place, there's nothing so far. Anyway, like our brother said, put God first and let's see what will happen. But as Christians, we also need to take care of ourselves. We just don't have to rely on the fact that, okay, you know, God is taking care of us. Yeah, God is taking, we have divine protection, but also we need to do the normal thing. Like he showed you, the hand sanitizer, wet towels, and have your gloves to protect yourself from touching anything. Because you touch the train, you open doors, you carry luggages, you do all kinds of things. You can be contaminated that way also. Thank you very much, my brother, and I wish you a safe journey. Bye. I just had a situation I could not record with an homeless person while I was trying to take some money, and he came towards me if I could buy him something, and I said, please, can you move away from me? I actually had the intention of, you know, doing something, giving him something, but I just told him to move away from me, and he refused to, and I called the police. We have lots of the police around in the center of Mestre. So they came, and of course I told him that he made a mistake, even not even respecting what I told him to keep his distance away from me. So people are getting a little bit desperate now, and let's see how this whole thing will end. Okay, I'm going back to the residence now, and the situation right now, everything is on lockdown. People are becoming desperate because in the situation like this, you know, people will live off savings or things like that. But those that don't have the savings, that actually, you know, live day by day, they will have a lot of situation in their hands. So anyway, the information's coming out that the government will help certain people, but we don't know, what they mean by certain people, who they are going to help, who maybe, and also there's information that taxis will be on hold for now, and also, sorry, the taxis will be on hold for now, and also rents, will be on hold. So just to try to make everything easier for people. Otherwise, because for example, rents where you stay, it's something that everybody has to be quarantined somewhere. Like I'm in the tourist residence right now. I have my residence in Bolzano, but I'm in the tourist residence here in the region of Veneto. So people are just coming to buy food. You can see people are just coming outside to buy food. They are loading themselves. I don't need to load myself because I've already bought a lot of non-perishable foods. So I just came to get some eggs and things that are perishable, that is finished very fast. So basically everybody is trying to adapt to the new system we all find ourselves right now. Nobody is exempted, big or small, rich or poor, employed or non-employed. It's a situation where everybody has been thrown into, and everybody is trying to manage as much as they can. You only see people in front of supermarkets, places where they sell food. Like at my back, you can see the group of people, and now you just have to queue outside. People are queuing outside. People are not allowed to go in too much in a closed place. You have to queue outside, and when you queue, you wait for your turn. You kind of enter one person at a time. So everybody's trying to adapt to the situation as much as possible, and So anyway, I'm going back to the residence right now, and we keep on being quarantined. We keep on, holding on, because there's we pray for divine intervention for this situation. Okay, now this is another Nigerian brother. Let me face the sun. And I'm in menstrual right now, and I think he's walking.
Yeah, I'm working.
Okay, we have to stay distance away.
Yeah.
You can see his uniform. He's working this pizza delivery. This is a pizza kebab joint.
Yeah.
Pizza delivery. So it's actually one of those that goes to the houses to deliver pizza. So what do you think? Because people back home, they are worried that how Nigerians coping with this situation, or how Africans coping with this situation.
Well, for Nigerians, I think they're actually here for different reasons. So if you're here to work, you definitely have to, talk to your company about these things, and definitely there's an insurance covering you. So you definitely would have a kit for you to cover your face and your hands, and also a sanitizer, so you can,
Okay, your company gave you that?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So
no, I believe because you are in the food industry,
yeah,
that's why you have all those extra precaution
yeah.
you need to have, because you cannot like bring pizza to the house, for me for example,
Yeah.
and you don't have something on your mouth, or I will be a little bit scared. In fact, now I don't understand people that are eating pizza, because I cannot order pizza again for now.
Yeah, but there are some people who make some orders, because definitely not everybody can cook.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just get tired of cooking in their house, so definitely they make some orders, and we make sure we don't have a contact, conversation.
Because the pizza is made with hands. So what if the person is sick or something?
I wouldn't know, but definitely, they spoke about this thing, that the coronavirus, the COVID-19, it's not it's not acceptable by the weather condition. That's the hot feeling of the food, definitely. So whatever the case may be, everybody's just being careful anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So as a Nigerian now, personally, what do you think the situation of immigrants from Africa right now? What is their emotional state, physical state, and also financial state?
Good question. You know, sometimes most Nigerians that are here, 90% of them actually are illegal immigrants. And most
90% now. I think we're exaggerating now.
No. Seriously.
Maybe, okay, if you have to talk about the refugees, because the refugees also, some have been legalized. So
that's what they came here through an illegal immigration.
Yeah, but they have been legalized.
So now, if they are legalized, fine, that means they have to take care of their own insurance and whatever it is. But if they are not, they are told, we are all obliged to stay put in the house. And then definitely there's this general test that is going on. They go to people's house and you know, check your temperature. And if your temperature is not intact, definitely you'll be quarantined.
Oh, Italy is doing that now?
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to houses to test people.
That is if you are under the government sector, like you are being taken care of by the government, or you're being stopped on the road and they'll be like, okay, where are you coming from? We need to know where you are. We told you to stay inside. You said no, so definitely you have to go house.
No, actually, you know, the law is that people should be quarantined, but you can come out to buy things, you know. Like I'm going to the shop because near where I stay, there is a machine, the bank machine, but it's not giving money. Maybe the money is finished, maybe it's not working, I don't know. So I'm going to look for another one right now. So as I go to look for another one, I'm going to buy something. So I'm just using the opportunity also because there's communication. They want to know how blacks are doing, how Africans are doing, especially Nigerians are doing in this situation. So you believe that people are actually not really in a normal situation, but at the same time, those that not legalized, they will have more pressure on them. That's if I understand.
Got to stay inside.
Yeah, they will have more pressure on them because they don't have any financial backing, they don't have any insurance backing them up, they don't have anything backing them. So how do they feed in this period? How can they feed?
And the government gives them what they give them now. Like there's this.
I'm not talking about refugee now. I'm talking about a normal person now, because refugees will be in the camp. So the government takes care of them. They take care of everything they need, food, clothing, everything. But how about, you know, because you mentioned.
How do they feed?
Yeah, you because you mentioned illegal immigrant, and that came to my mind also, because now I was just talking about normal human being. I mean, normal Africans.
No, the normal human beings that actually are here.
The legal one, not normal human beings. Sorry, the legal Africans.
People, the legal Africans that are here. If you know what you do before, like the government says, they will pay people who are below, you know, 70,000 euros a year. Okay, so if you work with a particular registered company, you definitely get this, you know, this income
through your company.
It would definitely be through your company monthly, and every landlord has to stop taking money for now.
Really? They'll stop taking money for now. Okay.
Nobody's working.
Okay.
Except you're not working legally. If you're an individual and you don't have a job on your own, that means you need to now start questioning yourself. What are you doing here in this country in the first place?
Okay.
Yes. So that is it.
Okay, so landlords are not meant to collect money from anybody again.
No.
Okay.
For now, it's you can make a report if something like this happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, that's it from a foreigner. Nigerian is working, is legal, and they just explain his opinion. So right now, what is the advice you give to your people back home? And you can say hello to any of your family members if you want. Yeah. But what advice do you give to people back home that are really worried?
Yeah, hi. Well, this is Italy, Venice, Venezia to be precise.
One of the most contaminated zones.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I actually don't know if this is
Venice, Lombardia, Milano, and Rome.
Okay, Venice, Lombardia, Milano, and Rome. Venice, maybe because it's a tourist. The
three cities are tourist. Yeah.
So now, you guys in Nigeria, this place, there's a general test going on, and they've got good qualified doctors, you know, that are actually taking this test and getting to know that people are infected. So if you, as a Nigerian, living in Nigeria, don't have this doctor, don't have these facilities, don't have this equipment, you know what to do. If you have any type of way you can have yourself isolated from people, from crowd, do that. Start now, because God forbid, maybe there are people living with coronavirus now. You don't know, because there are people living with coronavirus. They don't know they are sick already until it gets to their lungs. So you should be very careful. Go for whatever you want to go for now. Go get yourself isolated and stay away from crowd. That's my advice for people.
Okay, thank you very, very much. And you know, that's another brother from Africa. You can see everybody actually, they have direction. Everybody have an idea what is happening. Everybody knows what is happening, and everybody's taking the necessary precaution. And this brother is working because his work actually has to do with delivering fast food, pizza and things like that to homes, the people that can't come out because most people are quarantined. We're just allowed to go out, shop, or go to get money from the bank and go to, from the machine, and go to the supermarket, which what I'm going to do right now. And every African I've come across, you can see they know what is happening. They are calm, cool, and collected. Some are still working partially, some are working full time. But the most important thing is that you don't have any reason to be afraid, because we're all law-abiding people over here. We're from Africa, but we know what is happening. We're actually respecting the order given by the government in the country in which we abide. And as we're following the law, we're taking good care of ourselves, and we can be rest assured back home that Nigerians here, Africans generally here in Italy, we are very concerned about our health. We're very alert. We're following orders. And you know, to the illegal immigrants, I don't know how they're going to make it, but somehow God in his infinite mercy will see them through. So it's me, Lady Abimbola, from Melanin and Harbour Not Life. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next blog. Thank you, and God bless you. Remember, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. And as I always say, face your fears, elevate your mind, and resist every temptation to panic. Thank you, and I'll see you.